Why does integrity define the mettle of true leadership? Greetings. I am the one they call the Master, a moniker earned not through self-proclamation, but through the echoes of history's long corridors, where my footsteps have resonated a cadence of unwavering principles and steadfast resolve. You have come to seek wisdom, and in the spirit of those who led with valor, I shall impart unto you the essence of integrity in leadership. In the annals of time, leaders have risen and fallen, yet a singular force has consistently distinguished the revered from the forgotten, the force of integrity. It is the bedrock upon which the edifice of leadership is built. As we explore this indispensable virtue, I invite you to consider the life of a man whose name is synonymous with integrity, George Washington. Lesson 1. Integrity as the foundation of trust. Let us begin by considering the trust between leader and follower, a sacred bond that, once broken, is as difficult to mend as a shattered heirloom. Washington knew that trust was not merely given. It was earned through the currency of consistent actions. His soldiers followed him not solely out of duty, but because they believed in the man. They trusted him to place their welfare above his own, to lead them with honor, and to make decisions that, while not always popular, were made with the purest intentions. During the arduous winter at Valley Forge, Washington's men were starving, cold, and on the brink of despair. Yet, Washington's presence among them, sharing in their plight, fortified their resolve. His integrity was their comfort in the darkest of times. It was in these moments that his true leadership shone through, not from the opulence of a throne, but from the shared trenches of hardship. Lesson 2. Integrity and decision-making. Washington's decisions were guided by an internal compass that pointed unwaveringly towards what was right for the fledgling nation he helped birth. When faced with choices that would shape the United States, he did not falter in his commitment to his values. The decision to step down after 2 terms as president set a precedent that would last until the 22nd Amendment was ratified. He chose the future stability of the Republic over the lure of power, a testament to his character. Lesson 3. Integrity in adversity. Integrity is easy to uphold when the seas are calm and the skies clear. But the true measure of a leader is seen when the tempest rages. The American Revolution was fraught with such tempests, yet Washington remained steadfast. When the Continental Congress could not pay the troops, when the British seemed invincible, when treachery came from within his own ranks, Washington's integrity never wavered. It was his anchor, and it steadied not only himself but also the nation he served. Lesson 4. Integrity as a legacy. Finally, we examine the legacy of integrity. What we do echoes into eternity, and a leader's choices shape the course of history. Washington's legacy is not merely found in the pages of history books or the monuments that bear his name, but in the enduring principles that continue to guide leaders across the globe. Each of these lessons will be examined in depth, with stories from Washington's life serving as our guide. We shall uncover the wisdom hidden within his experiences and emerge with a deeper understanding of why integrity is not just a facet of leadership, but its very essence. Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound lessons from the legend, Integrity as the Foundation of Trust. Now, let us delve into the first lesson, Integrity as the Foundation of Trust. In the bitter cold of Valley Forge, where the spirits of men were tested, Washington did not retreat to the comfort of distant headquarters. He stood shoulder to shoulder with his troops, sharing in their deprivations. This is the first profound truth of integrity. It is not proclaimed, it is demonstrated. Washington's men saw in him a leader who lived his principles, who would not ask of them anything he was not willing to endure himself. Think of the bond between leader and follower as a bridge, built on the pillars of trust. If integrity is compromised, the bridge crumbles. Washington's bridge withstood the weight of a nation's hopes because it was built on his unwavering integrity. Can you imagine the fortitude it required to maintain such integrity in the face of overwhelming adversity? To look into the eyes of his famished men and inspire them to hold fast to their cause. This was not a mere act of leadership. It was an embodiment of the deepest trust forged in the crucible of shared suffering. Now, to the second lesson, integrity and decision-making. The presidency, a position of unparalleled power, was Washington's to claim for as long as he desired. Yet, he knew that the health of the republic rested on its ability to transition power peacefully. His decision to step down was a masterstroke of integrity. It was not for his time alone, but for the ages, setting a standard for democratic leadership. Washington's choice came from understanding that integrity means thinking beyond oneself. It means considering the broader consequences of one's actions. His farewell address was not simply a goodbye, but a roadmap for future generations, emphasizing the importance of national unity and warning against the dangers of political factions and foreign entanglements. His words were steeped in the foresight that only a leader of true integrity could possess. Here, I ask you to consider, in your own decisions, do you look beyond the immediate gain to the lasting impact? This question is not to be taken lightly, for it is in the answer that the essence of your own integrity is revealed. Moving to the third lesson, integrity in adversity. The capacity to remain true to one's principles when faced with trials is the hallmark of authentic leadership. During the Revolution, when the cause seemed lost, when others might have compromised or capitulated, Washington held firm. His resolve was a beacon that kept the flame of hope alive in his countrymen. It is in the darkest times that the light of integrity burns brightest. To hold on to one's values when they are most under threat, that is the mark of a leader whose name will be etched into the very soul of history. And so I ask you, in times of trial, do you stand firm in your convictions, or do you waver? The answer to this question is a mirror reflecting the strength of your character. Lastly, we consider the fourth lesson, integrity as a legacy. What we leave behind is not what is engraved in stone monuments, but woven into the lives of others. Washington's legacy is not solely in the establishment of a new nation, but in the enduring example he set for every leader who followed. His integrity shaped a culture of leadership that values principle over popularity, long-term welfare over short-term gains. As you walk the path of leadership, consider the legacy you wish to create. How will your integrity influence the world around you? This is not a question for idle contemplation, but for profound introspection. As I continue to reflect on the first lesson of integrity as the foundation of trust, I find myself deeply immersed in the narrative of my own leadership journey, drawing parallels to the storied life of George Washington. His actions and decisions serve as a beacon, guiding my contemplation on how I build trust through integrity. I recall a particular instance during the French and Indian War when Colonel Washington, tasked with delivering a crucial message to French forces, undertook the mission with a level of forthrightness and honor that later defined his character. It was this same integrity that I strive to embody in my own interactions, understanding its significance in fostering respect and trust. As I envision myself standing before my own version of the Delaware River, the icy waters representing the formidable challenges I face, I am inspired by Washington's audacious decision to cross and surprise the enemy at Trenton. His integrity was the unspoken command that rallied his troops to follow him into the unknown. I ask myself if my own actions carry the same weight of conviction to inspire those who look to me for guidance. Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound lessons from the legend. The second lesson, integrity in decision-making, resonates with me as I ponder the presidency of Washington. His steps into the role were marked by a sense of duty and an unwavering commitment to what was best for the country. I find myself grappling with similar decisions, albeit on a different scale, where I am called upon to weigh my choices against the backdrop of the greater good, much as Washington did when he established the cabinet system or declared neutrality amidst international conflict. In the face of adversity, I look to Washington's handling of Benedict Arnold's betrayal as a masterclass in maintaining integrity. The way he navigated this crisis, preserving the Army's cohesion and trust, is a lesson I carry with me. It reminds me that even when confronted with betrayal or disappointment, my response must be measured and principled. And as for the legacy of my own leadership, I consider Washington's farewell address a testament to the lasting power of integrity. He left behind wisdom for the ages, warnings that continue to echo through time. I, too, hope to leave a legacy that outlives my tenure, one that speaks of a leader who stood firm on the bedrock of integrity. Washington's life, painted with bold strokes of integrity, is a canvas I study intently. It prompts me to question, to evaluate, and to aspire to lead with a moral compass that points unwaveringly toward what is right and just. Integrity in leadership. As I delve into the final chapter of my examination of integrity in leadership, I realize the indelible mark it leaves on history's canvas. I understand now more than ever that integrity is not merely about the present. It's a seed for the future, much like the one George Washington planted for a country he knew would outlast him. When considering vision, I see that Washington's foresight in setting the two-term precedent was not just for his own sake, but for the Republic's longevity. I ask myself, does my vision extend beyond the immediate horizon? Am I willing to place the collective good above my own ambition, to set aside power when it's time for the benefit of the future? As I ponder the test of power, I acknowledge that real strength comes from restraint. Washington's choice to step down after 2 terms was a testament to his integrity and belief in democratic transition. His actions challenge me. When I hold power, can I wield it with the same grace and ultimately let it go with dignity? Will I cling to it, or will I understand that true leadership often means knowing when to pass the torch? Humility, I have learned, is a facet of integrity. Washington's ability to seek advice, to listen, and to admit his limitations shows me the power of humility. In my leadership, I strive to be as open to counsel and as willing to share the glory with my team. I know that recognizing the value in others and admitting my own fallibility does not diminish my authority. It enhances it. And then I come to the inheritance of integrity. Washington's legacy is a blueprint for all who follow. I desire to leave behind a similar inheritance, an ethos of integrity that can be built upon by those who come after me. My actions, my decisions, they're the threads in a larger tapestry. I am ever mindful of the pattern I am weaving. Will it inspire and stand the test of time, or will it serve as a warning? As I close this contemplation of integrity, inspired by the life of George Washington, I see it not as a moral luxury, but a necessity. It is the quiet guardian against the corrupting influence of power and the erosion of trust. It is, without question, the cornerstone upon which effective leadership must be built. So, as this narrative comes to an end, I am left to consider the fabric of my own leadership. Will integrity run through it like a steadfast thread, Or will its absence cause it all to unravel when faced with challenge and change? As I conclude my introspective journey through the pillars of integrity and leadership, I am moved by the profound insights gleaned from the life of George Washington. It's a journey that, while historical in context, translates into the timeless narrative of my own aspirations and challenges as a leader. Reflecting on the finality of this exploration, I recognize that integrity is not an end, but an ongoing commitment, a continuous thread that weaves through the fabric of every decision and action I take. It is a commitment to the truth, to fairness, and to the kind of transparency that engenders trust and respect. I stand now at the precipice of my own Valley Forge, where the mettle of my resolve is tested by the harsh winters of circumstance. Washington's perseverance in the face of insurmountable odds, his ability to maintain faith in his cause and his men, fortifies my resolve. I must remember that the true measure of my integrity is not found in the easy moments, but in the crucible of trials. The final lesson from Washington's life is the enduring nature of integrity. His legacy was not just in the battles won or the presidency crafted, but in the moral compass that guided a nation after he was gone. I, too, seek to cultivate a legacy that will ripple through generations, one that isn't measured in accolades or records, but in the positive impact on the lives I touch and the standards I uphold. As I act, so I lead. My every interaction is a chance to demonstrate integrity, to be a living example to those I lead. The promises I keep, the fairness I uphold, and the truth I speak are the foundations upon which trust is built and leadership is established. I am acutely aware that the eyes of the future will look back on my tenure, and it is my deepest hope that they will see not just a leader, but a leader with integrity. Washington's farewell to public service was an act of selflessness that echoed the sentiment that leadership is a service, not a right. In preparing for my own eventual farewell, I hope to echo that same selflessness. To step back and allow fresh perspectives to lead is perhaps the ultimate display of trust in the principles I have helped to instill and in the leaders I have helped to shape. In this final reflection, I resolve to carry forward the lessons of integrity with a renewed sense of purpose. I aspire to be a leader who, like Washington, can face the complexities and uncertainties of leadership with a steadfast moral compass. For in this pursuit of integrity lies the true power to inspire, to transform, and to leave a legacy that is not only remembered, but revered. Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound lessons from the legend.